Well, here we are. It's 5 o'clock in the United States and it's 10 p.m. in the United Kingdom. And this is a live broadcast, unless it's not May the 11th, 2018, in which case you are watching a recording. So, hi. I'm just going to let you know, those of you who have not seen this before, and while I'm jiggling around with the studio equipment here, that this is a live show for the following hour between 5 and 6 p.m. It's every Friday night. And then immediately afterwards, it goes into recording mode, into video mode. You can watch it played back. So we're doing some very exciting things tonight, and hopefully with these exciting things, you will be able to play back some stuff that includes you to your relatives and friends, unless you're like me and you don't have any friends. It's a shame, but I don't have any friends at all. Not a single sausage. Not a single sausage. Anyway, we have enough people on the show already tonight, ladies and germs, for me to officially say welcome to Silverstone Live on Facebook, with the recorded videos available on both my Facebook page and my YouTube page. Look for Phillip Silverstone. There's a lot of stuff on there, but it's the one with me. You'll see my photo with me looking to the left. And that will be immediately after this, and it will just be up there forever. This show is coming to you from a secret location somewhere on planet Earth. And each week I cover fashion, wine, music, theatre, film, and anything else that floats my boat and your boat. This is a shorter video version of my weekly podcasts, which you can listen to. They go on for hours on TuneIn Radio. But anyway, today you can just post your thoughts and comments during the live show, although I have had a lot of comments sent to me and thoughts ahead of the show. But anyway, just post them underneath here. And but let me tell you the most important thing. Today is a very special edition, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is it, well, what can I call it? Let's just say, not only is it all about British rock and pop icon Sir Cliff Richard, but this is the most exciting thing. I don't know if I can pull it off, but if anyone can, I know I can, because it's all about me. I am going to be taking your live phone calls. Everyone will be able to hear you. Facebook isn't set up for this yet, but I have sort of set up my own little, I don't know, recording studio. Like, I've got wires and things hanging from the ceiling, so I'm going to try and make this work. Going to be giving you the phone number out in a while. I can only take one call at a time. Make sure when you call me, your volume on your computer is down. Otherwise, we're going to have atrocious echoing. And also, there is a delay between me talking to you and you hearing all this. Anyway, I will be taking live calls. More about that after I tell those in the audience who don't. Look, it's possible. It is possible. I want to tell those in the audience who don't know who Cliff is some Cliff facts, or why don't we just call them Cliff Notes? How about that? We'll call them Cliff Notes. And I'm going to begin with a comment by an old mate of mine. I mean, I haven't seen him for 100 years, and when I only knew him a little bit, but we've become good followers of each other on Facebook. He's a super nice bloke. He really is. He says some very nice things about me. He is one of the greatest guys in the wine world, actually. But he has an issue. His name is Dave DeSimone. I know he's going to be watching the video back on this. And he wrote, wait for it, he wrote, I have not heard of Cliff Richardson. Dave, But I have no doubt that since you, that's me, are hosting, the presentation will be entertaining, informative, and worthwhile. So I will tune in probably in podcast form. Yeah, you're better off, mate, because I may have to edit out some of the nasty things people will say. Cliff Richardson. Okay, so look, let me, ladies and gentlemen, be as succinct as possible and just pick out the very important facts about our friend Sir Cliff Richardson. Sir Cliff Richard. Hi, Rabina. Hi, Deborah. Cuz. Yeah, I can say it. Hi, my cuz. Hey, Deborah. And I'm going to get into this, folks, but Deborah, I've got a bone to pick with you, all right? A silver bone or a Silverstone bone. You said last week, oh, I finally know what you sound like. I've got a bloody podcast that's been on for 10 years. What's wrong with you? Anyway, hi, Anne. Anne's in Spain, listening in London. Christine Hunt. Hi, Christine. Susanna Lure. Hello from, it looks like France. I'm gonna think that flag's too small for me to see. Paul Gummery can hear me. Well, good. I'm glad you got that wax cleared out of your ears, mate. Pauline Kingman. Hello from Repton, Derbyshire. Where's Repton? That sounds very rude, doesn't it? But we won't go there. Definitely not. No, I mean, I'd like to go there, but not go there. Mark Anthony Cunningham. Hello, Mark. I haven't forgotten you, mate. Marion Linton. Hello. Marion Christ. Hi, listening from Sevenoaks. God, she's got some money. Let's get back to this. This is for all of those people who do not know who Sir Cliff Richard is. He is, for those of you out there that don't know, is a British pop singer, musician, performer, actor, and philanthropist. He is a huge philanthropist. Cliff has sold more than 260 million records worldwide. And we're talking about the vinyl-y things, you know, the vinyl things, not the streaming crap. His total sales of over 21 million singles in the United Kingdom and is the second highest selling British male solo artist. He's also a solo artist, besides an artist, of all time after Elton John. Cliff was originally marketed as a rebellious rock and roll singer in the style of Little Richard and Elvis Presley. With his backing group, little known group called The Shadows, he dominated the British popular music scene in the pre-Beatles period of the late 1950s. I'll say that again, of the late 1950s to early 1960s. And the medicines are working so well, Doctor. Thank you, mate. His 1958 hit single, Move It, is often described as Britain's first authentic rock and roll song. And this is something I always like to bring up. John Lennon once claimed that before Cliff and the Shadows, there had been nothing worth listening to in British music. Over a career spanning 60 years, Cliff never achieved the same impact in the United States. And that, as Cliff and I discussed on this show, it was due to his original manager's advice. You don't need the States. You don't need them over there. Anyway, regardless, he still had 8 US top 40 singles, including the million-selling Devil Woman and We Don't Talk Anymore. Yeah, that was Cliff. You heard it. It was Cliff. And Cliff was made a knight by the Queen in 1995. And if I'm not mistaken, he was the first pop star knight. Cliff's debut album, called Cliff, was recorded live at Abbey Road Studios before a small invited audience in 1959. And I'm mentioning that because just across the road, there was a little bloke, 7 years old, called Phillip Silverstone. I lived in a block of council flats just on the corner of Boundary Road and Abbey Road, just across the street from there. So there's a little tie-in there. We're getting to the end of this, ladies and gentlemen. Cliff was scheduled to open for Morrissey at a live concert in New York's 19,000 capacity Barclays Center, 21st of June 2014. Morrissey said that he was honored and thrilled to have Cliff Richard on the bill, but Morrissey cancelled the concert after collapsing with an acute fever. Cliff, being the bloke that he is, he announced he would stage a free show for all of those fans in New York on the same night the cancelled concert was due to take place at the Gramercy Theatre. Cliff was introduced by and interviewed between sets by the most amazing person I have ever seen in the mirror. in the mornings. Among Cliff's most beloved songs are Bachelor Boy, Do You Wanna Dance, Living Doll, Congratulations, Theme for a Dream. He also predates the Beatles and music videos with his groundbreaking films The Young One, Summer Holiday and Wonderful Life. His backing group, who ended up recording independent of Cliff and challenging him in the charts, were the Shadows. And there's been a lot of changes in the lineup, but originally we had Hank Marvin, lead guitar, Bruce Welch, rhythm guitar, Brian Licorice Locking, bass guitar, Terence Jet Harris, bass guitar, Tony the Baron Meehan, original drummer, Brian Bennett was later the drummer. Personal note, Move It is a song written by Ian Samwell and recorded by Cliff Richard and the Drifters, who became the Shadows. It was released as Cliff's debut single on 29th of August 1958 and became his first hit record, reaching number 2 on the UK singles chart. It's credited with being one of the first authentic rock and roll songs produced outside of the United States. But in 2006, this is the personal note, ladies and gentlemen, Cliff re-recorded Move It with Brian May of Queen on guitar and Brian Bennett of The Shadows on drums. And that, for me, is the quintessential rock record ever made by Cliff and possibly ever made by anybody. When you finish watching this show, just type in Cliff, Brian May, Move It on YouTube and you will see it. So, I need a drink of water. Let's see who's we've got a nice lot of people here. Cheers. Friday night, cheers. I suppose some of you are having a cocoa, right? We've got a lot to do tonight, lot to do. Let me just say hello to a few people. Sorry, I must stop sniffing. Hello, Christiane Bayens from Belgium. Marion Christ, sorry, I don't know what you're responding to because there is a delay, but she said, I wish, laugh out loud. She wishes. Suzanne Burnt sent me a smiley face with some hearts. I don't know if that's meant for me or Cliff. Obviously, it's meant for me. Excuse me while I get my hat on here. Shelby Denton Richardson. Hey, Phillip, listening from Griffin, Georgia. Have loved Cliff for years. She's from Georgia. She lives all the way in Russia. God blimey. No, it's Georgia in America. Ruth, hi Ruth. Joan Williams, hi Phil. I am from the northeast of the UK. I put a post on Cliff's Facebook, May 2017. Okay. What post did you put on there? Ruth Williams, hi, listening from Woodmansterne, Surrey. Do you know it's not unusual. It's not unusual. No, it's not unusual to have people mostly from the UK. It says at the end of the recording, these people came from the UK. Marion Christ, when I said I live in Sevenoaks and you said I have loads of money, LOL. Ma. I don't know. No, that's not my mum. Ma, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your surname, your last name. It's SZ or SZ. But anyway, welcome, Ma. Welcome. You've been writing in. Welcome from Poland. Welcome from Poland. This is a privilege to have somebody all the way from Poland on the show. Anyway, hey, we've got a nice crowd here. As I said, if you missed the beginning of this, I'm going to try something so unusual tonight. I'm going to have you call in, and I'm going to take maybe half a dozen live calls live on the show. This particular Facebook is not set up. It's not set up for this. So I have rigged something, and we'll play around with it. We'll see if we can make it happen. But this show is all about you, and it's all about Cliff. Let me start off with an old friend. I don't know if he's on here yet, but he'll probably watch somebody from the place that I was actually going to live. Josephine Taylor. She's from Barry in South Wales, and oh, that was a terrible. Shame on me. My godchildren will hate me. They're in North Wales. That's where I was going to move to. I was hoping to move close to Josephine. I was hoping to move close to Llangollen, but I had so much phlegm in those days that I used to drown people when I tried to do that. Carolyn Edgar's in Glasgow. Bloody hell, you're all over the place, folks. Okay, Colin Cameron. You all know Colin Cameron. Those of you that follow me on Facebook, and he's a friend. He's a friend of the Cliffettes. I'm sure of that. Phil, good question this, and it got me thinking. Phil, I'm curious about your first memory of Cliff, and also how you went about securing that first interview in New York City that kicked off the whole Phil Cliff fans connection. For those of you who don't know, Cliff Richard has been on this show, I don't remember, I think 3 or 4 times. And then, as I alluded to earlier, I was blown away, totally blown away by the most surreal experience when I was invited by Cliff to introduce him at the Gramercy Theatre in New York to 1,000 of his fans, and to interview him live on stage between sets of his songs. As a lot of you know, and I've said this for quite some time, and the reason my podcast hasn't been seen for a while is I was involved in a car accident about almost 2 years ago. And one of the remaining issues that I have, and I'm not embarrassed to say this, is I have some memory loss. It's very selective memory loss. Like if I owe somebody money, I forget all about it. Seriously though, I have memory loss, and long-term memory is pretty damn good. Mid-term memory is gone. I promise you, I cannot remember how I went about convincing the Cliff Richard organization to let Cliff come on my show. I will contact them and find out, because I'm very curious. For obvious reasons, now is not a good time to phone them. They've got a lot of work going on, a lot of work on their hands. But I can tell you my first memory of Cliff Richard, and this is true of a lot of people. As I said, I grew up in St. John's Wood, and we used to go, my dad and I, Mum. In those days, mums did the cooking for Sunday lunch, So Dad and I on a Sunday, we either went to Buckingham Palace, we went to Regent's Park, we went to Hyde Park, we went to the zoo for a couple of hours in the morning. And on the way back, always on Sunday, we would listen to a BBC Light programme. It's Radio 2 now. I think it's still Radio 2. Anyway, the programme was called Family Favourites. It then got a little bit adventurous. It became 2-way Family Favourites and 3-way Family Favourites, only in England. But anyway, it was hosted by a man by the name of Cliff Mitchellmore, who went on to do the Tonight programme, and Gene Metcalf. And Family Favourites was basically playing music requests for people who were still in the armed forces. I remember them saying, this is from John, BFPO 49, which is British Forces Post Office, I suppose. Nobody wanted to actually, they weren't allowed to say where they were living. And this is for his wife, Joan. He hasn't seen her for 2 years, and congratulations, she's just having a baby. So that's the sort of thing they used to do. And they used to play Johnny Mathis, Frank Sinatra, the Everly Brothers, and Cliff. And so Cliff has been part of the fabric of my life, like most of you of my age who are from the UK and the countries where Cliff's music was very popular. From the moment his music was released in the late 50s, I don't remember never hearing Cliff Richard. So that's the answer. I hope that answers your question, Colin. Again, we will be taking some live calls in a short while. I have still quite a few observations, comments that you sent in ahead of the show, and I do want to get to those. Hello, Tony Zammit. Hello, mate. You're there down under in Sydney. God, blimey. It's 20 past 5, so it's got to be about, I don't know, rough guess, 20 past 5. It's got to be about 20 past 7 in the morning on Saturday. So that's nice. I hope you're having a nice cup of tea, or yeah, I don't know who you are, whether you're British or not, but a nice cup of tea or a beer. Janet Ferguson, New York concert was amazing. Well, that's because of me, Janet. It would have been nothing. Nothing. Anyway, let's keep going. Anne Smith. We all know Anne Smith. Who doesn't know Anne Smith? Anne Smith is a prolific writer, and she's been a great friend to me on Facebook, and she's anyway. Let me read you. I asked you all to, and you can still do it while I'm talking. You can still post something now, if you would like to, about special moments in your life that Cliff's music triggers memories, or anything special. This is a very positive love-in for Cliff Richard. But Anne Smith, one of my magical moments, this is what Anne's saying, one of my magical moments was when I was working in event security and worked an overnight on one Cliff tour. Part of my shift included the security of the stage post-show. My job for an hour or so was to prevent any items left on stage from being moved, as some of Cliff's VIP guests visited the set. However, once Cliff had left the Wembley Arena and I knew there was absolutely no one else in the auditorium, I'm laughing, I know what's coming, no one else in the auditorium, this is Anne Smith, your friend Anne Smith, everyone. I took to the middle of the stage, glanced down at his set list, and sang my heart out to 10,500 empty seats. Now that was amazing. And she says, in parentheses or in brackets, for me. But can you imagine how it must feel to do it to a full arena? Thank goodness no one was listening to me. I tell you what, from my small experience, and I've had experience over the years being on stages or being in front of large audiences, in my previous life talking about wine, in my current life doing different things. And I can tell you that Cliff Richard is an artist. And any artist that you see on the stage, when they're singing, often close their eyes, but they get lost in the moment. Remember, the lights are in their eyes. They don't see the audience always, but they hear the audience. They feel the vibe. They feel the energy. Believe me, I know I've spoken to enough actors and singers. When that energy is with them, it fuels their blood through their system, pumps it through their veins. They don't realize how many people are out there. They just realize that they have got their friends along with them for the ride, and they get lost in it. So many singers close their eyes. I saw a tap dancer on stage do a whole routine with his eyes closed, and I said to him, where do you go to? Where do you go to when you close your eyes? And he said, I just feel the rhythm, man. I get lost in the rhythm, man. So that's just a comment from me there. No more comments? What's happened to you lot? You fallen asleep? Tony Zammit was the last person. Are we still recording? Have you all fallen asleep? Okay, Mark Anthony Cunningham. I don't know if you know Mark Anthony, but I know he's here, he's watching us. And you may know about Mark Anthony. Let me just share what he wrote to me. He's absolutely heartbroken. He won't be meeting Cliff after all in Portugal. His amazing girlfriend got... now I'm going to reread this as he's reading it. Pauline Kingman, looking forward to seeing Cliff in Nottingham in October. Go. Great. Okay, well, at least I know somebody's awake. Okay, so this is what Mark Anthony Cunningham wrote. Absolutely heartbroken. I won't be meeting Cliff after all in Portugal. My amazing girlfriend got my name on the list before Christmas and booked flights, accommodations, etc., and gave me the best Christmas present anyone has ever given me. I thought finally my dream was going to come true. I've been excited about this ever since, but only a couple of days ago she realized that all registered fans had to pay a fee before March. She contacted the organisers and they said there was nothing they could do. Please, Phil, is there anything you can do to help? I was even in the Irish Sun newspaper recently, and they called me Ireland's #1 Cliff Richard fan, saying I was finally going to meet Cliff after all these years. I'm totally heartbroken. Some of the fans have contacted me with love and support, and then he goes on. Long direct message. Mark, mate, there's nothing that I can do personally. I don't have any magic wand, but I can tell you, and I do know this, it's an issue that many people have had. I don't know if it was a communication problem or what. I don't want to get involved in that, but I know the people watching today and the ones that will watch this as a rerun video in coming days will write below this show. They will put a post below this show if they have any suggestions for you. So if you have any suggestions, ladies and gentlemen, Cliffettes, Cliff fans, of how our friend here, Mark Anthony Cunningham, can get in to see Cliff, please let him know below here. I can only wish you good luck, and maybe you'll get lucky. Good luck, mate, and let me know how it goes. And do me a favor, keep those messages much briefer. I just don't have the time to read such long messages, but I promised you I would read it out, and I did. Hello, Rabina. Rabina Haining, everyone. Enjoying you talking about Cliff. Absolutely. We're going to go live to your calls very soon. Very soon. We're going to go live to your calls. If I can pull off this technical, nerdy stuff, because what do you think of these photos behind me? Do you like them? Do you like my selection of photographs? I like the one. Let me see. I've got to get my angle straight now. It's the other angle. Wait a minute. Wait, this one. I like this one. I like this one. That's my favourite one. That's me with Cliff on the stage at the Gramercy, if you didn't know. And the other pictures are all me in my younger days. Yeah. Nice pictures. I think I picked nice pictures. Janet Ferguson. Hi, Janet. Are you here? Did I say hello to you today? I can't see. Let me see. Did Janet hop on here? I don't know. Anyway, Janet, every time I've seen... This is what Janet's saying, folks. Every time I've seen Cliff, it has been amazing. Best time? The New York concert. Though I was pretty far back, but on the cruise... God, these people have so much money. Go on cruises, they go to New York, but on the cruise I had front seats, and the same in Glasgow on Cliff's last tour, and that's a different experience. Cliff is fantastic in a live show, much better than on TV. Everyone I have taken to see Cliff become fans. My son went to his first concert, not Cliff's, her son's, the Millennium concert when he was 4, and he has been to every tour since. Going to my first wine signing in May and hope to meet him for the first time. Also, I loved all the gospel concerts too. By the way, do me a favour, all of you out there, watching now or watching later, if you go to the wine signing, just say that we did a show about Cliff, would you? And I'm going to be sending in to Cliff's organisation. Maybe you'll get a chance to watch it. If you're watching this, Cliff, mate, love you. Love you. Come back on the show. Let's do a live show. Maybe in New York. Let's do it in New York. Everyone's ready for that. But you got to rest a bit. And when you've got time, when the dust settles, let's get together. I got some good wine. We don't want that Portuguese stuff. I'll bring some good stuff. All right? I'll bring some good stuff. But anyway, do tell him that I send my love. Would you do that? Rabina is going to Glasgow on the 5th of August. Can't wait. Did I already say that? Oh, Anne. Oh, Anne is here. Of course Anne's here. The photos are great, and thanks for the mention. Anne. Wonderful Anne. Oh, I'll have some Anne. Oh, Anne. Chips. More Anne. Chips. I love my Anne. Oh, I love plenty of Anne. Yes, I'll have chips, fried egg, some toast, more Anne. Anne. Okay, Anne, did I mention you enough? I love you. You know I love you. Don't tell my wife. Don't tell her. You probably didn't hear what I said. I love you, Anne. Oh, I'm such a flirt. Anne Smith's given... Oh, actually, the delay isn't bad tonight. Anne Smith's given me 3 smileys. I think she's crying, actually. The fact that I just told her I loved her. Oh, God. It's a fate worse than death, isn't it? Maureen Warsnop. Looking forward to seeing Cliff again in just over a week, and also at the Royal Albert Hall, 14th and 15th. I was also in London and went into court to hear some of his case against the BBC. Well, obviously, that's something we're not going to be discussing here for obvious reasons. It's out of bounds because it's still going on. All I can say on behalf of all of us, especially if Cliff is watching this, is he's going to win, and we're right behind him. Pauline Kingman, great night last Friday. Ripley in Derbyshire at the Regal. The Regal was first place in 1958 that Cliff and Shadows got a booking outside of London. There were people there last Friday who were there in 1958. It was a brill night. What do you mean? They had brill cream? It was all slick back? No, I know what you mean. Josephine Taylor, thanks for the mention, Phil. I will be in Portugal. Hey, wait a minute. I'm mental moment. When is the wine tasting? What's the date of the wine tasting? Because I'm going to be at the royal wedding, I'm the best man. So I'm not sure. Maybe I can nip over to Portugal afterwards. Let's change the tempo a bit. This is a very touching. Seriously, this is a very touching comment that I have to read. Sort of choking when I first read it. This is from Leanna Flitton. Cliff Richard is an amazing man. My mum had a disease that's very rare. She was dying. My sister and dad went with her to Cliff's concert in Perth. It was just before she died. She had an amazing time. Even requested one of Cliff's songs to be played at her funeral, which we did. Thanks, Cliff. You helped make Mum's last day... Excuse me, I'll re-say that. Thanks, Cliff. You helped make Mum's last time on Earth a good one. My fondest song of Cliff's is Summer Holiday. Mum and I used to sing it every time we were going on a holiday. Linda, and Leanna, that was beautiful, and I thank you for that. I really do thank you for that. I'm a little bit watery-eyed at the moment, genuinely. Linda Mayer, Cliff is amazing, talented, and sexy as ever. He is a sexy bugger, isn't he? Josephine Taylor, thanks. Thank you, Josephine. Wine tasting is May the 24th. So that's, what's that? Yesterday, Thursday, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Christine Hunt, thanks for the mention too, Phil. I'm going to Portugal to see and meet Cliff at the wine signing too. I don't think Portugal's big enough for you lot. Okay, we're getting close to your live calls. We're getting very close. Got to read, because... every time I read someone's name, you thank me, and I'm glad that you're listening in, you're watching in. Marion Donovan, Cliff has been in my life all my life. Well, sounds like most of us. I was 10 when I saw him on TV, and then I was hooked. Been following him on tour ever since. He is the nicest man I've ever met, so caring, so lovable, with a great sense of humour. I've been lucky to meet him, and he's so lovely and kind to his fans. Seeing him in his winery was special. Even had a hug. A memory I will never forget. He gives his time and then more. I'm so grateful he's been in my life for 60 years. Still seeing him now in concerts and at the winery. I love that wonderful man, always and forever. And I have to say, the times I've met Cliff... how many times have I suppose I met him in New York. Of course, I've spoken to him about 3 times on the phone for my podcast. And then, of course, I was part, a small, tiny, minuscule part of his show in New York. And I must say, I have a thing about people looking me in the eye when they talk to me. If I trust them, if I believe them, he looks you in the eye. He he makes you feel so important. He's one of these people that you hear people say makes you feel like you're the only person in his life. For that time, I spent an hour with him in a hotel in New York, in a restaurant, and it was very special. It was very special. It was very relaxed. He comes across as honest. He doesn't think before he answers. He's spontaneous, and he looks you in the eye. And I trust him. I trust him. I believe in him. Janet Ferguson, thanks for the mention. Hoping to meet him on the 24th for the first time. Okay, good. For those of you who just joined me, I am going to take some live calls if we can pull it off very shortly. I have to mention from Adrian Pereira, I first met Cliff in Singapore in 1989. He was doing a radio interview, and a very special person got me to assist the interviewer by carrying the recording paraphernalia. I was beside myself. I will never, ever forget that. He was also so polite and chatted with me. I guess he saw through the wiring assistant ruse. I have since met him on 2 separate occasions with my friend Betty Wong, also a huge fan, both times at his concerts in Singapore. Thanks to dear Roger Bruce. We all want a friend like Roger Bruce, don't we? Well, you got a friend like Phillip Silverstone, except I can't do anything for you. Excuse me. Cheers again. Happy Friday or Saturday, wherever you are. Okay, get ready. I'm going to take some calls. Get ready. We're going to do that after the next. We're going to try it out. No guarantees, but we're going to try it out. We're going to try it out after the next message. Actually, you know what? I've only got 2 more messages. Let's get through these messages. And then we can go to some posts on here. Lynn Arnold. Cliff is an amazing person. I have so many memories of all the concerts I have been to in the UK and Europe. I can't pick one, but can't wait for October to see him again. Marion, I'll get to you in a minute. Then there's a tweet from LA1NR1. Hi, would just like to say, well done, Cliff. It could not have been easy to go to court and bring it all up again. Hats off to you. Well, absolutely. I couldn't agree more with that. As I said, we can't touch on that subject. Marion Christ, I've been a fan since I'm reading this now, you can all see it. I've been a fan since I was 14. My lovely mum took me to my first, a concert when he was singing songs from I'm No Hero. It was amazing, and I thought that girls were throwing their program on stage for him, LOL. It was my first concert, so I didn't realize I would get it back. It was my first concert, so I didn't realize I would get it back. So afterwards, my mum spoke to Cliff's manager, and he spoke to Cliff, and he said to take my detail, and he would send me a program with his signature. I couldn't believe it when I actually received a program with Cliff's signature. I was so excited. I was only 14. All right, we're going to try something now, folks. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. You hear that? That's my mission control here. Okay, we are going to see, and you're going to have to put up with a little bit of stuff here. Here's what we're going to do. Turn down the volume if you're going to call me. Turn down the volume if you're going to call me. That's all I'm going to ask you. Otherwise, it will be horrendous feedback. And I'm not actually going to be able to hear it because I have the sound off here. And I don't wear headphones. I hate wearing headphones. They ruin my hair. I'm going to put the phone number up. We have a studio line here. I can only take 1 call at a time. You'll have to call back. If you don't get your phone call answered, hang up. And I'll give you another shot when I'm ready for it. I'm going to put up now the phone number. If you're calling from the United States, if you're calling from the UK, I have the direct dial. I did mention earlier that if you're calling from another country, I mentioned it in the posts online that you should check the area code to the United States because that's where my show is originating. So I think I'm going to give this a shot. It may work, it may not. I'm going to give you the phone number now. Call now. No one wants to call me? Anyone going to call me? Come on. Get going. Start dialing. I'm not getting any live calls. What is it? There's enough of you on there. Come on. No, doesn't anyone want to be on the show? Are you all shy? Anne, are you still with me? Give me a call. There's the number. I can't hold that anymore. I'll give you the number. Listen, I'll read it out to you. I'll read you out the number and you see if you can call me, okay? So, if you're calling from the USA, dial now 610-616-3933. Ah, someone's calling me. Someone's calling me. Who is that? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Let's get this working. Did you say Marion?
Yeah, Marion Chris.
Let's get you a bit louder. Can you talk closer to the phone?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, about as close as I can be.
That's as close as you can be. Let me see if I can get you closer. Well, I don't know. Can anyone hear Marion? Can anyone hear Marion? Hey, Marion, where are you phoning from?
I'm phoning from the UK.
She's phoning from the UK. You can all hear her, I'm sure. I don't know. You know what? It worked before when we were trying it out. Marion, say something. Say something about Cliff, and we'll try and hopefully get this to work.
Okay, I think he's absolutely amazing. For all that stuff that he's had to put up with what he was accused of, and he's he's just come out the other side. He's absolutely amazing. I just love him to pieces.
Well,
so I went to his concert last year in London, and it was so good. It was really good, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go this year, but yeah, it was so good. I've been a fan of him since I was 14, as I said in the message, and you know what I mean? I just love him. I think he's lovely.
Well, you know what? I really, really am so thrilled that you were the first caller on this. And I have to say, as I said earlier, I don't know if you were watching earlier, but you have to do everything you can to get all your friends and you just to show the love, because he will need love now. And nothing's changed.
He's got us to, you know what I mean, to support him, and to, you know what I mean, sort of like a bit like we're all there for him. Oh, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought it was absolutely disgusting, like what the BBC did.
Well, we're not going to get into that, because we're not allowed to, because
Okay.
I promised that we wouldn't. Thank you for phoning. You can hear this back in the video. I love you for calling in. Have a lovely weekend, my love.
You. I will.
Oh, that was loud. That was loud. The last part was loud. I don't know why the call wasn't loud. Okay, we've had one caller, and that's brilliant. Let's have another caller. Here we go. There we go. That's the phone number. I'll read it out to you. It's from the United States, 610-616-3933. I'm sorry I cut you off, Marion. I didn't mean to. I do apologise, but thank you so much. I'm seeing lots of love symbols flowing up on the side there. So, from the USA, it's 610-61... Oh, here we go. Let's see if this is a better call. Let's see. Who is this? This is Phil.
It's Carolyn from Glasgow.
Carolyn from Glasgow.
Yes.
Everyone is so quiet on these calls. It was so loud when I was there. How are you, my love?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Can everyone hear Carolyn from Glasgow? I hope so. Anyway, what do you want to say? What do you want to say about Cliff? Because I know you want to say something lovely about him.
Oh, yes, he's lovely. I met him for the first time last year at the wine signing, and I was so nervous, and he put me at my ease, and he just chatted as though I'd known him for years.
Oh, that was wonderful.
I'm going to Portugal and to see him in 2 weeks' time again.
Fantastic. Will you
I can't wait to see him.
Will you do me a favour? I know this is all about me, but do me a favour. Would you say Phil Silverstone sends his love? Would you do that?
Yes, no problem.
Good, excellent. Thank you for phoning in. It's such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure talking to you and having you on the show. And we'll do this again. So keep listening. Tell your friends. I want to get more people
Right, I
on.
will do.
Good night, my love.
Right, thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Here's the phone number again. Lines are open. It's not very loud. I'll have to work on that. It's something weird here. But I had to adjust all the volumes so that we don't get feedback. From the USA, it's 610-616-3933, straight into the studio here. And from the UK, it's 001-610-616-3933. You can dial while you're looking at the screen. Just make sure you turn your volume down. Here we go. Another call. Maybe this is a louder one. So, this is Philip. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
It's Josephine Taylor from South Wales, UK.
Josephine Taylor from South. How are you, Josephine, my love?
I'm fine, thank you, Phil.
Good. I hope you're enjoying tonight's little shindig here.
Yes, I am, yes.
Good.
Very
Good. So, are you going to Portugal?
Yes, I am.
Oh my God! There's 10,000 people going. So what? You got anything
Sorry?
else? I said this sounds like there's 10,000 people going.
Yeah, I'm going with a group of girls. Some that I met last year, some that I've known for a while, and we're all meeting up and staying in the same place. We got a few things planned.
Are you going to drink? You're going to drink lots of wine.
Of course, yes.
Are you? You're not old enough, though. Somebody just wrote you're not old enough, are you? You're
Yes, of course I am.
No, I'm kidding.
Now I've always been told I don't sound like my age. That's all.
Well, you sound like you're 26, so let's leave it that way. Does that?
Turn it round.
Oh, well, I'm still older than you. Listen, what's your favourite Cliff song? Just one. Just pick one.
At the moment, I'd have to say Golden.
Golden, and that's because it's all about his fans, isn't it?
Yes, but also it's especially because I first heard it at the last concert I went to with my mum, and she loved the song, and she said then, she said you should release that as a single. That's a lovely song, and unfortunately she never lived to see that happen.
That's such a shame, but you have good memories, and that's why that song is golden for you.
Yes, yeah.
Well, thank you, my love, for calling in. Enjoy Portugal. Love from me to Cliff, and
I will.
Come back again another week, okay?
Lovely. Thanks, Phil.
Bye-bye.
Lovely to speak to you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Colin Cameron's just come on. Colin, you'll have to play this back because I read you at the very beginning of the show. Colin, we're doing a live phone-in. I'm hoping that people can hear. The quality isn't great because Facebook does not have a way of doing this, so I've set it up a little bit. But hopefully you can hear what some of the people are saying. Here's the phone number to call. Let's get it so you can see it. There's the phone number. From the USA, it's 610-616-3933. I'm going to take two more calls, or maybe three, we'll see. From the UK, it's 001-610-616-3933. I'll leave it up there. Look at the screen while you are typing the number in. Call me, tell me your favourite Cliff song, special moment that a Cliff song evokes. Nobody wants to call? They were nice calls I just had. I know the sound isn't very loud from those calls, but there's the number. There's the number. I'm going to hold it up a bit longer if anyone else wants to call. I thought you'd call, Colin. But okay, let's move the microphone up here, back to me. I did read your post, Colin, and I answered it. So you'll have to play this back to get that. Anne Smith, the phone is the phone in is really good, Philip. I'll phone you when I'm back in Spain. Okay, That's fine. Mark Anthony Cunningham. Favourite song is I Wish You'd Change Your Mind from the I'm Nearly Famous album. Cliff recorded it in December 1975, the same month I was born. Okay, a phone call. Hang on. Let's see if we can get a nice loud one here. Okay. Welcome to Phil's phone-in. That's what I'm calling it. Well, whoever just called me had their radio up too loud, or their computer up. Here we go again. Turn your computer down, by the way. Hello? You're back with me. You want to...
Hello, sorry, it took a while to get through. It's Pauline calling from the UK.
Oh, who is this?
Pauline Kingman, I've already messaged you. I've sent messages a couple of times.
Yeah, hello, Pauline.
Hiya. I actually went to a fantastic event last Friday night at the Regal Ballroom in Ripley in Derbyshire.
Yeah, tell me about that, because I read that. What was it all about?
Right, that was about celebrating Cliff's 60 years in the business, because back in 1958, when Cliff and the Drifters, as they were then, before they changed the name to the Shadows, they were playing at the Two Eyes Coffee Bar in London. They were spotted by this manager from this ballroom in Derbyshire, and basically they were asked to play at the Regal in Ripley on May the 3rd, 1958, and that was their first ever gig outside of London. And so last week was 60 years later. It was actually May the 4th, last Friday. 60 years later, it was a tribute to that.
And did it bring...
And it was Brill, loads of people there, and there were a few people there that were there in 1958. So you can imagine, quite elderly people, but they were there. And it was just fantastic. It was just all the rock and roll music. There was a Cliff tribute, a guy called Jimmy Germain, who's very good, and loads of rock and roll music and stuff, and it was a fantastic night, so it was brilliant.
Did it bring tears to people's eyes?
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, I just thought, okay, I was born I wasn't alive in 58, I was born in 1959, but I remember the music from the 60s and stuff like that. It was like walking through a time warp, it really was. But it was great. It was really, really lovely. I met more... I met more Cliff fans and everything.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you shared that with us. You remind me of Scylla, the way you say "lovely." I love that. That's
do I?
Yeah,
right.
that's very.
Okay.
That's very.
Well, I just love Cliff. I mean, I don't think I've missed a concert. I don't think I've missed a tour in about 25 years, and I'm seeing him in Nottingham in October. So I can't wait for that.
Well, listen, thank you so much for phoning in. I really appreciate it. It's so nice to know so many people.
Fine.
And listen, we'll do it again, all right? You have a lovely weekend, my love. I love you.
Great.
Okay.
Yes, and you. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Nice to talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
I don't know how we're doing with these. Calls. I hope you're able to hear them. I know a few people tried to phone in while we were just talking, so you can try back again. I'll put the phone number up in a minute. Colin took his mum to the Time Machine tour in Glasgow. Lovely memory. It's all about mums tonight, isn't it? Really, there's the thing about Cliff is, having spanned so many years, his songs are almost like photographs. They're snapshots, and when you hear a song, it does evoke these amazing, incredible memories of people that we've fondly recalling, or places we were, or where we were in our life. That's the amazing thing. Who's phoning in now? Let's try another one. I hope you folks are hearing these. Hello, and you are live with Phil. Who is this?
Hi, Phil. It's Colin here.
Oh, how are you, Colin?
Pretty good.
Good.
Sorry, I joined you late. I had to go and get.
Big gem box is in pairing mode.
We have a
Waiting for device to connect.
Colin, something was wrong with your call there. Give me a second. We're going to reset this and see if we can. Here we go. Let's see if this is working. Can you hear me? Hello, Colin?
A lady. Hello.
Yes. Here we are. You're back. You had a bad line.
Yeah, lady started talking all the way through this.
Oh, you got to talk. Are you close to your phone, Colin? Because this is not a clear line. You of all people, I wanted to hear from a bloke. But you're a bloke. You're a bloke, aren't you?
I am a bloke.
Yeah, but you're very quiet. I can't hear you. Can we? You know what, Colin? I'm not going to be able to talk to you tonight. We'll fix this, and you'll call back when we do this in a week or so. Okay? You'll be my first person. Thanks, Colin. I really appreciate you being part of my life. Actually, I don't know what happened there. Something very weird just happened. But we have a few minutes. I can probably get one more call in if you want to try, and then I'm going to wrap this up because I know a lot of you like to go to bed in different parts of the world. I'm talking off of the microphone. I'm trying to do so much here. I need to have a producer or an intern here. But this week I just decided to try out this whole new thing. And I'm going to have to see if I can get Facebook to do something magical so that we can have a much clearer line. There's the phone number from the United States, 610-616-3933. And if you're in the UK, they're the only two countries that I've managed to get on one piece of paper, 001-610-616-3933. 3933. Hold that up there a minute. I can take one last call. If you want to say something about Cliff, about a special moment in your life with Cliff, now is a time to do it. I'm going to take that down. And in the meantime, I'm going to check some of your messages over here, which I haven't been seeing. Well, I have been seeing them. Carol Campbell. No, we've already done it. Let's go back here. Colin, I like to go to bed often. What? Okay. Carol Campbell. I was at that concert, Lorraine. Christine Hunt. I've had a great time listening to you, Phil, talking about our gorgeous man. Hey, listen, I hope you've been watching me as well. I hope you're not just listening to me. I hope you've been watching, because there's a picture going on. I've got a few more minutes. Let me run through some of the Pauline Kingman. Heathcliff was great when Cliff did that. Finally, somebody mentioned Heathcliff tonight. Interesting, nobody mentioned that. Susie Dickerson, hello from Sydney, Australia. Susie, you've come in right at the end, my love. Unless you were there at the beginning and just hovering around, you'll have to watch the rerun of this, which will be in about half an hour after the show ends. Lorraine Carroll and Cousins. Favourite Cliff memory was at the Apollo Victoria on Cliff's 40th birthday. Best concert. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. You're writing too quickly now. Best concert I have ever been to. By the way, I don't have to wrap this up at 6, but I know a lot of you like to go to bed. Really enjoyed this. Looking forward to Portugal. That's from Liz Hiscock. Colin Cameron. What did you say, Colin? Don't use that old joke about a great face for radio. Well, I do have a great face for radio. Look at this face. When I was younger, this face was actually quite nice. It was, but look at it now. I mean, honestly and truly, I have to cover it up with all this crap so that nobody actually notices the face. Oh, did it? For those of you that didn't check in last week, I added a new bit of jewellery this week. That's the top brown one, and the red one underneath was something I spoke about last week's show. An artisan made for me. I couldn't think of that. Colin Cameron is laughing. Well, listen. You have all been amazing. I want to ask you a question, and you can post it below. We covered nothing tonight in an hour. We covered absolutely nothing. Do you want to do another one of these? I mean, do you want to do, you have these Cliff Radio things that you can listen to. You can listen. By the way, I listen to Sounds of the 60s on the BBC iPlayer. And I love the fact that Tony Blackburn, by the way, I like Tony Blackburn. His jokes are awful. He is so wretchedly corny, but I adore him. And I love the fact that Tony Blackburn plays Cliff songs nearly every week. Good on him. Good on him. Rabina, yes, please. Marion Chris, yes. Christina Hunt, hang on. Carolyn, you sounded great. Well done. Colin Cameron, bummed out. Colin, listen, my friend. We're going to do this again. Maybe we'll do it next week. Maybe we'll have a part 2. I'll get everything sorted out here. But when you call me, Colin, I don't know if you're calling me on a mobile phone, but if you were, you're probably going to tell me it was a mobile line. It was a landline. If you're calling from a mobile phone, check it out during the week and find a really, really nice place to, clear place. Maybe a field, out in the field somewhere. Anne Smith, yes, let's do it again. Maureen Linton, yes! You're coming in too fast and furious. I can't read it. I feel like I'm at the horse race and coming around the last. I love Cliff. This is Mary Cecilia Morris. Loved Cliff since I was 10 in 1959. Oh, you're old. He is amazing. Been to lots of concerts. The event was amazing too. Thanks for this, Phil. Oh, you mean this event was amazing too? Is that what you meant? Yeah, I think that's what you meant. Philip, Tony is a good DJ with good taste. That's Carol Campbell again. Yeah, he is. You know what? I like corniness. Listen, you've watched me for an hour. It doesn't get any cornier than that. Cliff is the best. Christine Hunt, Anne Smith, you've just frozen on me. Well, I haven't frozen on anyone else. You got to pay your bills, you know? You got to pay your bills. Absolutely, yes, says Liz Hiscock. Did I already say that? Christine Hunt, yes, Phil, thoroughly enjoyed the show. Let's do it again. So, let me sum up here. Let me tell you what's going on now. This show, in about half an hour, is going, warts and all, back onto this Facebook page that you're watching it on, or if you're not, just go to Facebook and type in @Phillip Silverstone or Time Out with Phillip Silverstone, and you can watch and listen to this show again in video form, or go to YouTube, type in Phillip Silverstone, and you can watch all of the shows. There's a lot of different Phillip Silverstone channels. The only one that counts is the one with my my profile. It's kind of browny color. There you'll be able to watch this as well if you pick up YouTube better than that. Colin's going to watch from the beginning. Thanks, Colin. I feel so bad that you of all people didn't come across clearly, but I owe you one. I do owe you one. Brenda Pitaluga, missed the show, just came home. Please do it again. Brenda, hang on a minute, my love. I was just telling everyone, stick around half an hour or any time this week. Anytime, you can watch it again on my Facebook page, or just go to YouTube and type in my name, and you'll see the show. You'll see the whole show. But we're going to do it again. Talk to me during the week on Facebook. Let me know if it's too boring for us to do another edition next week about Cliff. I don't know if everyone watching this today were Cliff fans or not. We've got a lot of people watching now, but I've been doing this show now for 3 weeks, and I can tell you that we've had 5,000 people watch it. It's not a big deal in the scheme of things, but considering I'm only promoting on social media, I'm very, very happy about this. This was brilliant, Phil. Definitely do it again. That's from Pauline. I think I'm going to end it up here. Throat's going. Some of you got to get to bed. You're so old. You've got to get to bed. And did I show you this? I have to show it. Did you see this? This is my little. You got to have tiny hands for this. This is my little handcuff I wear. Anyway, thank you all. Firstly, for saying such nice things about Cliff. Secondly, for being my friend, for following me on Facebook, and for always being so supportive of me. I've been through a really tough couple of years since my accident, and I'm trying to get myself back on track, and it's very difficult. But this actually is very therapeutic for me because it helps my brain work a little bit. Not that I got much up there. Maybe we'll do this next week. You tell me on Facebook afterwards, underneath the video when I set it up as a video later, if we should do it again next week, and maybe put the word out, get people to watch the video, and maybe we can get something very unique going. There is not a Cliff Richard show. I might do 2 shows a week. Maybe one of them will be all about Cliff, and we can interact. I'll fix this audio, but at least we had a touch of the audio tonight. Have a great weekend. Do something lovely for yourself. Happy Mother's Day to all of you in the United States. And I love all of you. I love all of you. This is Phil Silverstone, live, signing out for this week. I'll see you soon.